So basically, he just, and that's a direct quote, something has gone completely wrong.
He's got a slight point.
Yes. And his core point was kind of the bubble is not AI adoption, but the token heavy AI spend with a weak ROI. Welcome to Digilize Lab by Digilize Agency. Here today, back in the usual spot, not online. We're stoked to be back. There's lots to talk about, from Alex Karp having a meltdown live to Fable being back.
How many meltdowns did he have now in his whole career? I think I saw a TikTok where they said it's
Quite a few.
And probably a couple of drug-induced spastics.
Quite a few as well.
But let's dive right into the first big topic. Fable is back. It's pretty bad though.
With us as well.
yeah, Mythos
Not
and
for us,
Fable.
Yeah.
Imagine they would just make one mistake and in the background, instead of Fable, they suddenly expose Mythos.
I mean, they released the Cloud Code source code as well. I
but-
would suppose that Mythos is a bit better guarded, I hope. But
Let's see. No.
That's probably...
No, but Fable is back,
No.
but it's crap. Or it's not crap. It's
It is
nice,
crap.
but
I saw a statistic yesterday. It's
Yeah,
it's
it's-
actually
it-
crap. It's like it went from like 60 in real world testing to like 20 in the
Yeah.
categories.
yeah, but that is all about the guardrails that they put into now
Yes,
again
yeah.
with routing to the different models.
Even before, I felt like the guardrails were quite strict.
Yeah,
But now it's like
now they
useless.
completely locked it down.
Yeah, it's
It
useless.
is, especially if you want to do then some not even pen testing, just to do a little security check or whatever.
No, nothing.
In 1 second, and routes away.
Yeah.
And
And it still uses your
yeah, I just want to
the
say, and
credits.
it burns through your credits.
You
Burns.
see that it can only use like half of your... Or how does it work now? I just see
No,
like
no,
a separate Fable kind of section. In my
Yeah,
context.
that is if you use Fable, that is basically your Fable only usage. If you're
But is
done
it
with
really
that,
separated? Like if I'm out of Opus credits, I can still use Fable?
in that direction, I don't know. In the other direction, you can. So basically, if you use Fable till your Fable usage limit hits, then you can use 4.8, Sonnet 5. True, Sonnet 5 also came out.
Yeah,
So
it's okay.
yeah,
I use it, I guess. It's a tick. I would say it's up to par with 4.6 in my real world kind of.
Yeah, I
experiences.
haven't felt the difference.
But it's just
No,
way slower.
and way more expensive.
Is it?
It is, in the normal 1 million tokens, it's not more expensive. It is in the Sonnet class with
Right.
15
Yeah,
in and
same,
30
right?
But
out.
I think it
yeah.
even got a little bit cheaper, no?
No. I think they
I
stayed in
don't
the
have the exact
same
numbers.
But the problem is they are trying now also, I don't know if they are trying like GLM to have more thinking just to do the
Probably.
better intelligence, but it just uses so much more tokens. It is the second
Yeah, I have
most
the same
expensive
feeling, to be
model
honest.
after Fable. Yeah, it is
4.6 was way more concise. Even on
10
lower
times.
things, way too long.
10 times. But Opus 4.8 is by far the best one.
Sometimes I have the feeling that if I use Opus 4.8, even compared to like 4.6 Sonnet, that I still use less tokens. Just because Opus is like way more concise and like on the spot.
It
and
is.
doesn't do like all of the stuff around. And
It feels like it just knows the stuff, right?
it does.
It doesn't need to
It's not like
think with a
thinking
million
and like checking, but
tokens,
it's like I'm gonna do
etc.
this, and it does this, and it's done. So yeah, I guess we're all switching to 4.8 now. For now, at
Or
least.
just use GLM
Or GLM.
5.2. Dude, that
It's
thing
one
on
of
Max reasoning,
Crazy.
amazing.
And I saw
Especially for like not even coding, but also like just strategy things and like amazing.
this morning I saw on X a post where someone got it working on a Strix Halo. But a Q4
How much VRAM in that sense?
128, but he also had for pre-fill GPU in front of it. So he had 24 gigabytes of VRAM just to do the pre-fill, and then the rest of it ran on the Strix Halo.
Crazy.
Slow, but he said it worked. So let's see.
And
maybe
all
I
that
will-
by 128.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not even a cluster.
But
not even,
quantized? Or,
yeah, harsh.
Yeah.
Really harsh quantized. So
I was like,
it's not that
sense.
good. Yeah, no, you cannot put
Yeah.
1.6 terabytes of VRAM into that.
What is you guys' hot take on, like, in which direction are we going to? Like, is it gonna be 1 trillion, 2 trillion, like massive models, or is it gonna be like topics that I have, like the smaller kind of specialized models, and you just choose them in like
I think so too.
kind of orchestration wise?
Both.
Probably then the massive model as the orchestrator, and then like an army of like specialized
I guess
models.
pretty
that
much
is-
what you see already now.
Yeah, but not as specialized. Like now, for example, in my topics, we had a new financial model where they actually trained a small model on only financial data, and then it beat even, I can look it up, and then it beat even the bigger kind of, obviously massive models in those financial, like 86% or something.
Yeah.
And then if we actually have the models, not only not the prompts to specialize the sub-agents, but really specialized models per sub-agent category, that I think
But
is the
to
next
be honest, I
step.
think in the future, maybe like 2 years or so, I don't think you need to necessarily then choose which model to use. It will then hopefully already
it does it
know
of
which.
itself.
Yeah.
Like an orchestrator of financial stuff, I'm gonna do this in this model. Blah,
Or
blah,
maybe
blah.
there's also like multidisciplinary models in the future, which basically have like different segments within themselves. I don't know if that makes sense. So
Yeah,
it's like a cluster of different.
It is like the Japanese model. How was
Oh
it
yeah,
called?
the router.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Sakur.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about it last week, but that is something like that. But not gonna lie, I believe. I mean, we're already using that like that all the time with one big model, 4.8 or a Fable, and then Composer or something.
Exactly, like the
Smaller,
biggest
faster
models,
model that is just for the execution. That is your plan. Let's do that, and then you come back. But I believe also that in that direction. But then I'm still waiting till the little turn point where agents are actual employees or people that you're, or they
I
are
guess
getting handled like
the
people, and
systems
they
still
get
need to
the
get ready.
yeah. But then they're specialized, like you just said, with a financial one.
Yeah.
But that one has then the
Access
own
to
computer,
these tools
everything
as well,
there,
yeah.
but it's only inside of that domain. And then you also need the big orchestrator.
Fair enough, yeah.
Yeah.
It's called thinking machines, by the way.
Thinking machines.
I never heard of them personally, to be
Fun.
honest, but
the Chinese model.
No, the
they,
financial.
They fine-tuned that open source model. It was an open source model, and at the end
Which
it
one?
had they don't say
When?
it, but at the end it had 84.7% accuracy on financial filtering, blah blah blah, and it's like an overall trend of specialized models being, beating general models. Obviously, in their specialization, of course.
The best thing that happened to open source was Quen with 3.5 and 3.6 architecture.
But did you see Dario? Dario, like Anthropic Dario. He, like in front of Congress, I think, or like at least like head of states, he was really ranting against open source and how it obviously, because it's kind of against his
Open
model
source
as well.
must win.
100%. But he did have some obvious points that make sense, though, like stuff like we can't really control it. So obviously,
You
there's
just
no
want to
guardrails,
control
there's
yourself.
Yeah, of course. But I see the vision as like the point as well that if we have a shit ton of uncensored models, then every like bad actor can also use that in a negative way.
Yeah, but I think
Interesting.
his main point was also that, of course, there's also a geopolitical issue
Yeah, of course.
between China and the US. And I mean, China does this very deliberately to put them all under pressure and kind of flood the whole market. And I mean, in the
market
last
share.
episode,
like
we looked at the share of usage of Chinese and US models,
Way
open
bigger.
router.
Chinese.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
That was crazy. So I think this is what he was saying. Is basically this might also be like a state-driven thing.
No, 100%. It's
So,
also
yeah.
politics. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw a funny meme where, I mean, Hugging Face, for those people who don't know, Hugging Face is basically where you can download all of those open source models, data sets, and etc. And I saw a meme, instead of Pirate Bay, we have now Hugging Bay. So soon, if
a way,
that
yeah.
goes like that, then we need to go into the dark web to get our open source uncensored models.
In a
But
way.
that is,
I think
we
we should-
should buy some storage and just take whole Hugging Face, put it on there, and put it somewhere. Actually,
Yeah. But
Yeah,
don't go too deep into it because this is being released, right? Publicly.
We're not doing anything like that.
No, but I do think it would be also interesting to do an episode once where we go on the dark web and see what's out there.
No.
I think that we need to check how
Well,
far we could go, but I think it could be interesting because I did a little
For
deeper
research
investigation
purposes.
recently, and there's a lot. Like I didn't go. I didn't.
There's even an
But
AI
I watched the video about
overface for basically you don't even have to go really into the dark web anymore, and you don't need to know the links anymore and all of that stuff.
Yeah, because that was always
They-
what was holding me back.
Exactly. No, there's one in entry now that is basically an LLM. You just type in what you want, and it scours through the whole thing and finds you the marketplace, and then you just need to click the link.
Not worrying at all.
No, not at all. But I think there's
think
no
it's good.
easier
I
time.
like the dark web. It's like it's like open source models.
Yeah,
it's like a bit of ungovernmented. It's obviously it has their negative sides and there's really creepy
But that
stuff
was
on
a
there.
very, very hot take that you just said.
I know, that's why I said it. No, but I mean, it's like freedom, you know? It's not like everything has to be governance and governed by the state, blah, 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 blah. But at the end, of course, there's also negative and bad actors on there, like always in the world.
I mean, sure, there is a level to freedom to it, but also a level to
you shouldn't hire a
anarchy
hitman
and-
on there.
No, I think a hitman is just the tip of the. There's much worse things out there.
No, but I would be actually really interested to see the uncensored model market on the dark web.
Yeah, that's
I
what I'm
actually,
saying.
valid.
Because I mean there are some uncensored things on Hugging Face, etc. But I think if you actually want to go dark, then
I'm sure you can also find algorithms and so on for all different kinds of not so nice
Nonsense.
purposes.
No.
Yeah. Anyways,
Yeah, let's go
Let's
back.
leave the legal gray zone.
I think we need to go back into one, but the legal one. OpenAI wants to give America 5%.
Yeah, and now
their
America
stake.
wants
Yeah,
5%
right,
of
yeah.
everyone. So
So there is where it basically starts with actually
it is
controlling
interesting.
everything.
Yeah. So to summarize, I guess, OpenAI offered by themselves 5% to Washington as a stake pitch to, kind of codependence by government and AI.
Because they also released the GPT 5.6 Soul a few weeks ago. Their cybersecurity, basically Mythos model level
answer to
thingy,
it.
but they don't give the public access to it. So I think that was also one play where they say, hey, look at us, we have Mythos level model, you don't like Anthropic anymore, we will give you 5% and you can use our model.
But maybe, just like a thought that I just had in mind, maybe this idea was also to be too big to fail. Like if you, like Boeing, for example, if you have 5% Washington, blah, 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 you're a massive company and it's important for the international race, you could be safe if something goes wrong, revenue-wise.
I think not safe, but you have at least a safety net where someone can push a bit more money into you with a reason behind it.
And you
That is, I think,
already do that.
one of the biggest things.
Did you see the famous image of the G7 conference?
This is world leaders and AI labs.
Leaders, yeah.
That's it.
yeah.
That's it.
Dario, and there was
it.
they sit at the G7 table, like
Yeah.
the most important kind of international. It's actually insane. Like they are politicians. That never happened before.
Well, they're-
Even if it was Nestle, if it was
No, it did
you know,
happen before. but-
Nestle, like these kind of companies.
Yeah,
Not in that.
Boy, I'm too
like-
little in politics for that,
Yeah,
to be
yeah.
honest. Like,
for
you know.
sure. No, it does. I mean, that
I
happens.
think it's a new area though. Like it's never been that as like.
I mean,
6 or
this
7
often, you know,
CEOs
you
at
see
that
them
table.
always, also in the White House and like dinners,
Yeah.
and so this is, I think, kind of new, but
Yeah, but Trump makes it even more insane. I think.
yeah, but
I mean, he gets gifts for that, so that's nice. Yeah.
one of my favorite topics this week, Alex Karp, the CEO of and co-founder of Palantir, went absolutely nuts on CNBC Live and was just basically rambling. So he was invited to just talk about and discuss Palantir's and NVIDIA's related work in the government. And then the interview quickly became a direct like a very direct attack on frontier AI pricing, including Anthropic, OpenAI, Google.
By him or by
By
the-
him.
Okay.
and basically tying it to weak enterprise value capture.
Yeah,
So
fair.
yeah, and I see
Fair.
that as, I think this is always what we say. Actually, this is exactly what we say in so many of the episodes.
Yeah.
That not like the AI level is there, but just of how you integrate it, and
It's not the,
you need to start from the bottom and then actually become AI native. Because if you just throw AI on
your existing
top of stuff,
on a weak foundation, it's just gonna shake and fall apart eventually.
Yep.
But it was quite interesting. I can just suggest you guys to,
have to
go
watch
and
it.
watch
I
it.
think
Maybe
it's
we
serious.
can. Yes.
Super fun. That was
If not,
such a
there was
ramble.
legal issues.
Yeah. So yeah, buyers are paying rising interference costs without getting durable margin control or defensible advantages. And the main point was also that all this business is being also channeled through Palantir,
Yeah, valid.
because they are being charged by the AI tokens and so on.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that was really interesting. And then the interviewer just asked, "Oh, you sound a little bit angry," and he completely snapped and says like, "No, I'm the voice of the American businesses." So definitely go and watch it.
I mean, okay, that's maybe a bit too much, but I think that a lot of American businesses think the same way. Obviously, like if you look at the numbers, it's
And especially what I also heard, a lot of those big companies, they're getting annoyed now because, I mean, Anthropic, they're basically like
Uber
Google
was the
now.
last
They
to snap, no?
take you in. Yeah. They take you in, they charge you for the tokens, and then they get your data, your ideas, and they can basically filter through that and rebuild everything.
local
So
AI.
So yeah,
way
big
to go.
companies are now starting again with on-premise, and especially you also saw with the NVIDIA Tower thing with almost 800 gigabytes of VRAM. That thing is a little computer you can put underneath your desk and almost run GLM on that.
I think that technology will become way better. Like smaller computers that can run really like 5 to 10 people teams.
And then you own your whole stack. That is, I
Exactly.
Yeah,
mean, what
it's
we
you
always say,
own.
you have the data, you have the model, you are not locked in with each model. You can try out different
can
open source
be-
models.
this is what we always preach, right? You should own your AI and not only use it. But I think this also is like a very, very controversial opposite of token maxing. Because this is high usage does not equal value in any way. And I think this is also why I hate token maxing so much. Because it's just encourages people to also just use more AI slop, I think.
For me, there is a difference because there is in some situations or with some people, token maxing makes sense, but with a lot of people that are trying to be cool and try to do that with looping and whatnot, for them that is exactly that. There is no value creation, but for example, Stein Pete, he's burning through tokens, but because he is doing so many different experiments. So basically, he doesn't know if there is value creation, but if he doesn't try it out and spread it out and burns through those tokens in that kind of sense, then you don't know what is valuable and not.
With
so
him,
that
we're
is,
talking about 0.01%.
he is in top one or on the either top one or top two place in private repo contributions.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
So he's
I mean, this still, but
controversial, but there is different
but I think
sides
that
to
also
token
underlines
maxing.
what I said is with him it makes sense, because he's like trying things out. But 99% of all AI engineers, they just go absolutely mayhem.
And also the fun part, there was a study that I think 90% of the requests that people send to chat or to Anthropic could be solved by local Qwen 3.6 35B.
Yeah.
It is,
a lot.
People don't need.
I think if you look at
we are over the
average
intelligence
usage,
level.
If you look at the average use of
crazy.
AI, it's like write me a text, blah 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 blah, help me formulate this and this. It's not like code me an MVP in 2 seconds. So for these, obviously, you need like heavy models, but for I think 80-90%, we could save so much electricity also worldwide and so much water, etc. If we don't use Opus 4.8 as a default model for write me a recipe. Like, geez.
Yeah, it is. Jeez, bro takes a professor to
Yeah.
make a PJ
But
bread.
once again, that shows just how important it is to start at the bottom
Yeah.
and then work your way up. You can't just throw AI on your workflow and then say, "Hey,
Yeah.
we fixed it, and now we're so cool."
Yeah. Yeah, you have to
You
make
might
it
be
usable
cool
and
for a bit,
understandable.
but
Till the next model comes on and
yes.
done.
So I guess main takeaway:
That's
own your
interesting.
AI.
Yeah.
If you want to own AI, contact us.
Facts. We've got a couple more stack and skips actually, but only really quick ones. The first one is Meta's quietly building a cloud computing kind of business to sell computing power as well, just like AWS, etc. does. But they quietly, but it should be soon that they sell overhead usage, like usage that they don't have. But yeah, they built a shit ton of data centers.
That is crazy. They have so many resources, but I mean, I haven't seen a good model from them in 1.5 years.
No.
When did
that's it?
Yes, but
When did Llama Scout
there's
come out?
big news.
they are?
Yeah, and I'm surprised you guys didn't hear.
No, actually, it
Alexander Wang said on a conference that their latest model, codenamed Watermelon, cool name, I think, pretty cool name, Watermelon, has caught up with
10 times better than Fable.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
like
Watermelon.
No, I don't like
Watermelon.
Fable.
Mythos is like Fable.
Nah, Mythos is because it's again methodology or whatever,
it's
but
a Fable.
Fable.
I like it.
I don't know. I can't
But
remember that.
apparently it has
Watermelon.
caught up with GPT 5.5 on key metrics. It's not ready to be released yet.
But it is a meta.
Yeah, completely matter.
Open source, closed source. We don't know. We don't
Pretty
know.
sure closed.
Did they even have a closed source model until now?
Yeah, but I mean, no, I don't think so. But they need to have one soon.
I don't know what their plan is, but for now they're just throwing money at stuff. At least it looks like it for me. Maybe.
Yeah,
it's
but apparently
big
it
plan.
seems like there's something coming out soon.
should.
Yeah, Zuckerberg will come out with something
Yeah,
in a year, and then
fair.
Yeah, I think
Looks like
sooner than
Gemini
a year.
also releasing like they secretly they have like a new benchmark score that they published on somewhere in Hugging Face or something. It looks like a new Flash model, and 3.5 Pro was delayed anyway, so we don't know when. So we're probably gonna release both at the same time in the coming weeks as well.
would be fun. And
About time. Every time I use Gemini, it's like
yeah, I'm quite disappointed nowadays.
time.
Now-
When it came out, Gemini for free was really good for a week or something, but then the other labs just caught up, and then you're already behind.
overtook.
Yeah,
also
the-
Yeah,
for-
and
for
still
Google.
anti-gravity
actually.
is their IDE is
Yeah, we don't talk about anti-gravity.
Like I use it every now and then just because I have still the free pro plan and I just want to burn my tokens.
yeah, but
Token
that's
maxing.
Yeah, no, that's because I max my tokens in that sense. But yeah, it's kind. I always see the same reasoning.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I should call this and this.
Yeah. Only use cat and only use this and this.
Yeah, they improved that one,
Yeah.
but it's something new. But I can't.
It's a pity. Like they bought Windsurf, and Windsurf was on a good track to be up to par to Cursor. And
yeah,
then
but
they just stopped.
Yeah.
That was just again for the talent. That was buy the
Yeah.
company for the talent.
But I mean, they're working on it. They separated the IDE. They built it new from the ground up, but somehow it didn't change at all. In my mind.
yeah, no,
We shall
that is
see.
the problem. But they had such a potential in anti-gravity, or not
They
anti-gravity.
still do. They just
windsurf.
have to improve their harness heavily.
heavily,
Please.
or use another one. I mean, they're open source. Use Pi, oh my Pi,
Yeah.
whatever. I love Pi
We'll see.
by now. That is so good. I
hope
use
they're
it with
cooking
every
in the
model.
background. Yeah, it's pretty like impressive.
So
also
lean,
in
so
our
fast
testing.
with the skills.
Yeah, it's
now
really
I have
impressive.
a proper setup, proper sub agents,
Yeah.
like we said earlier, with
Yeah.
a different. And the fun part is you can specify the models.
Yeah. And you can run
Oh, it's
locally
really
and so on.
impressive. Yeah, that's most of my super code. Also really nice.
Yeah, the problem is there are so many IDEs.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to call them IDEs anymore because they are nowadays just a chat window.
But
where you-
what are the top 3 for you guys?
Top 3 IDEs.
Yeah.
Cursor still with Composer 2.5 is a beauty.
Cursor for
love
the
it.
actual IDE, by far Cursor. I don't like the agent manager, to be
No,
honest,
same, I
not
don't use
that
it.
much. There are other things way better. But I'm still in love with my Warp. Just a terminal. I don't need more.
If they wouldn't have killed my free plan, I'm
but
still mad.
I've never used their actual agent.
Yeah, don't
or
say
I
it.
used it to test because it was a good harness. But like you said, the limit was
Yeah, you used it to spin up Cloud Code in that sense and whatever. No.
exactly.
But Supercode is really, really nice for that.
Yeah, but I don't know, the sorting mechanism of the folders and that I have every chat there and I cannot collapse them and I cannot reorganize them.
Yeah,
Can you know?
Yeah, it took me a while to figure it out.
Ah, yeah, because that was,
You have
I
to
had
use
on
the
the left
Command
side a huge list of my old repos or things that I just tried out once and then in the session it got...
No.
But
No, it was quite nice.
wasn't there the other one that you told me about last week?
But that is already in your top 3.
What? Supercode? Yeah, it's not an
Supercode.
IDE for me. Supercode is just a terminal.
Okay,
Yeah, but I think they're trying
Well,
to
that's-
at least compete with the IDE.
IDE for me is like an actual interface, like not like Cloud Code. It's for me like it's a CLI tool. What are we comparing? Like
No, but
harnesses or
but
like,
superconductor or stuff like that. That is the new time IDE. Let's just say it for that.
if we're comparing like harnesses in that sense, then I would give it to probably what is it? Cursor, Claude, obviously, and Factory.
Yeah.
In my mind, I know you have a special take on that.
By the way, I'm still waiting for you guys to answer my email regarding the potential sponsorship of our new hackathon.
No, I also got to say, Droid. Their harnesses.
It's also just a nice design.
Yeah,
I love it.
that
By
is-
far the cleanest design.
Yes, and by far the most efficient harness that is comparable to Cloud Code, because Cloud
Did you
Code
see
is
that
now
Claude
so
improved
bloated.
the harness a lot. Like the point that they were bloated, they saw it as well. I think because they improved it in like the last 2 weeks. They a lot of updates which really improved the efficiency and token usage.
Okay.
I think they deep bloated it a bit. Tried to at least.
To be honest,
I
couldn't feel much of that, but
Yeah,
I'm
fair.
also more and more in Pi right now, so I don't know. No, but I think Cursor is by far top.
Yeah,
And then
for sure.
Superconductor, or how's it called again?
Supercode.
Supercode.
Yeah.
They have
I'm actually
15
looking for-
IDEs
yeah.
that is super something.
It is all ghosty. Like literally.
It is everything is just a terminal in the background.
yeah.
That's why Warp is, for me, is also one of the best. Because you can even look at your files nowadays.
Yeah,
Or
I know,
nowadays, it's old.
Yeah.
But for that, I don't even use it. It's just terminal, CLI, different harnesses, try it out, spawn them. And then if you actually use Cursor for the IDE, that is
No, it's fun.
by far.
One last thing that I have, what I thought was quite funny,
Go at it.
and it kind of adds in the Alex Karp direction. Did you guys hear what Peter Thiel said at the Aspen Ideas Festival regarding our great Pope Leo?
Oh jeez.
Now, because apparently, like recently, the Pope said a lot regarding AI restrictions and so on, and there should be like a somewhat of a cap to make sure AI is being developed responsibly and it grows with the safety mechanisms.
Yes.
And kind of like the most outgrow those, which I think is a very fair point, by the way.
Super fair.
Yeah.
Very fair, but yeah. But basically, Thiel also went completely nuts on that stage, just like Karp, and just was saying, and this is a quote: "Pope Leo is effectively working for the Chinese communists."
That's a mistake.
That's crazy. I like, yeah,
It's like-
yeah. And the reason was basically he argued that AI regulation would slow down the U.S. more than China, and that's why. I
don't really see a lot of regulation.
The Pope.
Are there any?
Fable, I guess. That was the first point of regulation in the US. There's not much. Maybe the Chinese are even less regulating, I guess, but I can't imagine. I think they're actually more regulating.
Well, I think in different kind of sense, more regulating. They have different views on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, it's so smart. I told you. They're building, like the Chinese are building in the Himalayas.
Data centers.
Massive water power. What is it? Water
Dams and
Dams, hydropower, whatever. Yeah, factory, not a factory, whatever. But like massive. Like they had the biggest one already, like the really famous one. But I think
the
it's
one
like,
that slowed down the Earth rotation by
by a tiny bit, yes.
because of,
But the new one is, I think, 3 times more powerful. It's like in the middle of like all of the Himalaya waters are basically pulled together. It's going to be a bit sus, but I think, don't take my word on it, but I think it was 15 megawatts that is just output by that and like fully clean energy.
Six Colossus.
It's a lot. It's a lot. And like, it's so smart because they're actually quite far already. So they started like a few years ago, I would say. It's actually so smart. I mean, look at the US. They have so much, they have the money and like they want to go into it and build more data centers, but they can't because they don't have electricity. And China sees that or sees that.
But
and just builds a dam.
Also, China gives zero F about any like waterway regulations
fair
or
enough.
the environment in that
I don't
sense.
think America does too much as well, though.
Yeah, but they care about their fish because hydro, they fry everything. Like basically that is like once you put a water power plant there, it kills everything. No fishes. Like sometimes they put like fish. What is it called? Fish staircases or whatever they're called.
The fish steps.
Saves one fish, but
actually
the other 90 million, they're just being like shredded in real time.
No idea about the tech. Yeah, it could be.
No, it is.
In my mind, it makes sense. Yeah.
I mean, it is interesting, the technology behind it, because how it works is super amazing.
I guess it makes sense, but from a fisherman's
for
perspective,
But it's the cleanest energy you can get, I think. Like water, of course, it needs to not.
Yeah,
kill
but
the planet.
I saw there. I think it was in America where they're trying now with those big ass concrete balls.
In the waves.
Exactly,
Yeah.
inside of
Also an
the.
interesting idea. I think not really scalable from what I've heard, at least.
Oh, this is, I guess. Well, I don't.
Well,
I
yeah, I
really
think
don't know, but I
I've-
mean, if you put a, what was it called again? The windmill,
like wind turbines.
wind turbine thingies. If you put one of those offshore or just a big
Fair.
ass concrete blob.
I don't know how to compare the outcome and whatever.
Yeah, that would
I think
be
the biggest point
interesting.
is still batteries. Like as soon as we have a way, not necessarily
Yeah,
like
but those thingies
lithium or whatever.
are basically batteries.
Yeah,
because
that's what it is
you
as
can
well.
store the and
that
it
you
basically
have, like,
saves
one-
you.
Yeah, I think you can like store water in there.
Yeah,
And
that
like
is
it
how that
pumps
works.
water. If it has a lot of energy, it can pump water in there, and then there's some kind of mechanism that if you need the power, you can release it, and then it slowly generates.
It's also super fun. I saw a video a few years ago where someone built an actual battery out of just a big concrete slab that he just put up in the air, and then if he needs, he just
Physical battery.
release it. Yeah, it's super
or
fun.
sand.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
Well,
We're going over the limit.
Good one.
I think we're at the end.
Today was a bit dark.
Well, it's good topics though.
Some controversial topics.
No.
The Pope is a communist, as we all know.
That shall be the title for today.
The
Chinese spy. Pope is Chinese spy.
Yeah, let's see.
Well, if you guys have any topics, or your top 3 IDEs, maybe we're missing one that is massively good.
What was now our final top 3? First
Mine was
Cursor.
Claude's.
Yeah, are we calling Claude now an IDE?
It's not an IDE, it's a
Or
CLI tool.
I mean the
Please
web
don't hate
app,
on me.
right?
Huh?
You mean the web application?
But to be
or
honest, I use the desktop app a lot.
sorry, that's what I meant, not the web app, of course.
But it's still based on the CLI. It's just like, okay,
Yeah,
you
but
could
that's
Going
from
in rounds again.
Yeah,
What's
but we
your-
need
okay,
to have
wait.
the top 3
IDE.
What
locked
is
in.
your
CLI.
what is your top 3? It doesn't matter what it is. If it like codes for you, it qualifies.
Cursor 1, second Warp. Just
Interesting pick, yeah.
awesome. And then the third one is either the superconductor or supercode. Yeah, the superconductor is basically the same.
supercode.
They, like I said, they're spawning 10 different super things
Yeah.
in 1 week.
I was like, these
So
are
no
like
factory for you?
CLIs.
I used it too little for that. I love the background agents and the bring your own machine and all of that stuff, but for the actual IDE, I never used it. And for Droid and the CLI, that I used, but for a CLI, then we have a different ranking. But
Let's see what happens to Cursor now after 60 billion.
Well, I hope they will do some good things. Yeah.
Let's see.
Anyways, it's time to say goodbye.
Okay, I won't even
Yeah, great. And if you want to hear Finn sing again, make
The
sure
next time.
to tune in the next time. Make sure to
Indeed.
subscribe, to like, to comment, whatever you feel like commenting. besides hating
Propose a
us.
song I
You
should
can also
sing.
hate us, doesn't matter. We're gonna continue either way. So I think this is pretty much it for today.
Good summarized.
And keep building.
Well said. Bye-bye.
Peace.